Our next report is coming from Point Pleasant, West Virginia, where local authorities are investigating a series of unusual sightings reported near the abandoned TNT area just outside the city. According to investigators, several residents have come forward claiming they encountered a large winged figure late at night. Witnesses describe the unidentified creature as standing over 6 feet tall, with broad wings and 2 bright red eyes that appeared to glow in the darkness.
On a cold November night in 1966, 2 young couples were driving near an abandoned TNT plant outside Point Pleasant, West Virginia. What happened next would become one of the most famous paranormal stories in American history. According to the couples, they noticed 2 glowing red eyes staring at them from the darkness. At first, they thought it was an animal. Then it moved. They described a massive gray creature standing nearly 7 feet tall. It had large wings folded behind its back, and it was watching them. Terrified, they sped away, but the creature didn't stay behind. According to their account, it followed them. As their car raced down the road, the figure rose into the air and kept pace alongside them. The speedometer climbed, 60 miles per hour, yet the creature was still there, its glowing eyes fixed on the vehicle. As the sightings increased, so did the fear, because many people would later come to believe that the creature wasn't just being seen before a tragedy, it was warning them about one. And just 13 months after that first sighting, Point Pleasant would experience a disaster that killed 46 people. A disaster that transformed a local legend into a mystery that still refuses to die. But what exactly was the Mothman? Witnesses gave remarkably similar descriptions. A creature standing between 6 and 7 feet tall, a muscular gray body, massive wings stretching from its back, and the one detail almost every witness agreed on, its glowing crimson red eyes. According to multiple eyewitnesses, it would rise straight into the air, then glide effortlessly through the night sky, sometimes keeping pace with speeding cars. The descriptions were so unusual that investigators struggled to compare it to any known animal. So what were the people of Point Pleasant actually seeing? A giant bird? A shared delusion? Or something that science still can't explain? The first sighting made headlines across Point Pleasant. Most people dismissed it as a prank or a case of mistaken identity. But over the following weeks, more and more people began reporting the exact same creature. Witnesses who had never met each other described glowing red eyes, massive wings, and a towering figure lurking in the darkness. Before long, the entire town was talking about the Mothman. Then, just 13 months after those first terrifying reports, tragedy struck. On December 15, 1967, the Silver Bridge connecting Point Pleasant, West Virginia to Gallipolis, Ohio, was packed with evening traffic. Without warning, the bridge suddenly collapsed into the freezing Ohio River. Cars plunged into the water within seconds. 46 people lost their lives, making it one of the deadliest bridge disasters in American history. The tragedy devastated the town, but what happened next turned a local mystery into an international legend. Almost immediately after the bridge collapsed, the Mothman sightings stopped. The creature that hundreds claimed to have seen simply vanished. To many residents, that wasn't a coincidence. They believed the Mothman had never been a monster at all. It had been a warning. The sightings may have ended, but the questions never did. What exactly had hundreds of people claimed to see? Over the years, investigators, scientists, and paranormal researchers have all offered their own explanation. Some believe the answer is surprisingly simple. Others are convinced the truth is far stranger. Here are the most popular theories behind the legend of the Mothman. The most widely accepted explanation is that witnesses simply mistook a sandhill crane for something supernatural. These birds can stand over 5 feet tall, with a wingspan reaching nearly 7 feet. Their eyes can appear bright red when illuminated by headlights, especially at night. Skeptics argue that fear, darkness, and panic transformed an unusual bird into a terrifying monster. But believers aren't convinced. They point out that many witnesses describe the creature as much larger than any crane. Some even claimed it chased cars traveling over 100 kilometers per hour, something no sandhill crane is capable of doing. Another theory has nothing to do with monsters at all. Some psychologists believe the people of Point Pleasant experience what is known as mass hysteria, or more accurately, mass suggestion. As news of the first sighting spread, fear spread with it. People began paying closer attention to every unusual shadow, every strange noise, and every large bird flying overhead. The more the story was reported, the more people believed they had seen the same creature. Then there's the theory that made the Mothman legend famous around the world. In 1975, author and paranormal investigator John Keel published a book called The Mothman Prophecies. After interviewing dozens of witnesses, Keel concluded that the creature wasn't simply an unknown animal. He believed the sightings were connected to a much larger mystery. According to Keel, people in Point Pleasant weren't just reporting a winged creature. Many also claimed to see strange lights in the sky, unidentified flying objects, and even mysterious men dressed in black who allegedly warned witnesses to stay silent. Keel theorized that all of these events were connected, suggesting the Mothman may have been a supernatural entity or an omen that appeared before major disasters. His ideas were controversial, and there's no scientific evidence to support them, but they transformed the Mothman from a local legend into one of the world's most famous paranormal mysteries. Even today, many people believe the creature wasn't a monster at all. It was a warning, or something humanity was never meant to understand. The theories are fascinating, but they raise an important question. What did the people actually investigating these events have to say? Did the police believe the witnesses? Did the government ever find evidence that the Mothman was real? Let's take a look at what the official reports revealed. When the first sightings were reported, local police interviewed the witnesses and documented their statements. Although the accounts were taken seriously, investigators found no physical evidence to support the existence of a giant winged creature. There were no footprints, no feathers, and no verifiable photographs that could confirm what people claimed to have seen. Wildlife officials offered a much simpler explanation. They suggested the witnesses had likely mistaken a sandhill crane for something supernatural. These birds can stand over 5 feet tall, have wingspans approaching 7 feet, and their reddish markings can appear to glow under headlights at night. To wildlife experts, this was the most likely explanation. But what about the Silver Bridge collapse? After the disaster, engineers launched a full investigation into what caused the bridge to fail. Their findings pointed to a tiny crack in a suspension component known as an eye-bar. Over the years, metal fatigue and corrosion weakened the structure until it finally gave way. According to the official investigation, the collapse was a tragic engineering failure, not the result of anything supernatural. So, according to police, wildlife experts, and government investigators, there was never any evidence that the Mothman existed. To them, the sightings were most likely a combination of mistaken identity, fear, and coincidence. But for many of the people who lived through those events, the official explanation was never enough. Nearly 60 years later, the legend of the Mothman still refuses to die. So what do you think? Was the Mothman nothing more than a misunderstood bird and a series of coincidences? Or did the people of Point Pleasant witness something that science still can't explain? Let me know your theory in the comments. I'd love to read what you think. And if you enjoy exploring mysteries where the truth is still unknown, subscribe to Midnight Archives. There's always another story waiting in the dark.